Good morning, Britain. A stark warning from health bosses. Avoid any risky behaviour today. That's their advice as junior doctors begin a 4-day strike described as catastrophic for the NHS. % of those who were asked actually are in support of the strikes.
They support the junior doctors.
Even though 300,000 appointments and operations out there with you. Bypass, isn't it? He's talking about. Should be having a bypass operation today. I put the blame entirely in the government for not receiving it. I think he means not receiving them. If they're going to have to talk to the doctors eventually, but like the nurses and ambulance workers, they have to drag it out and put misery on thousands of people. He seems to be blaming the government by actually comparing what we might think is acceptable pay per hour. You know, the idea that you could be paid 14...
A responsible job.
Yeah.
And...
Younger today. Really...
Watcha.
Very good morning to you. It's just gone 6 o'clock. Welcome to the programme. 2 minutes past 6. Now, if you're in England, the warning is there.
Yeah, and I think if you're watching this from bed, kind of stay there if you can. Don't take any risks today. That's the message that we're getting from the NHS.
No sliding down the banister on the way down to breakfast.
No, if you're going downstairs, go downstairs on your bottom. OK, hang on to the banister all the way. I mean, that's the advice, basically. If you were going to paper the parlour this morning, don't do anything which could mean that you have some kind of accident.
Going up ladders, any of that sort of thing. I mean, it's an astonishing thing to be asked to do, isn't it?
Yes.
Or is it? I mean, we're talking, of course, the junior doctors are going out on strike, over 40,000 of them, as it is. In England only. If you're in Scotland or Wales or whatever...
paper the parlour,
Yeah, do whatever you like.
Have fun.
But in England, certainly not. And in fact, it's interesting that the polling, most recent polling, does show that actually over 50%, 54%.
You see, would the people who support the strike be there? We'd like your stories today, please. If you've had something cancelled, if this has already affected you, and maybe it isn't the first cancellation that you've had to put up with for an operation, maybe a life-changing operation. We'd like to hear your stories, please, so do get in touch.
It's astonishing, actually, because I didn't realise that caesarean births were also being postponed. And, of course, you know, caesareans...
it's kind of out of your control, isn't it?
Well, they're meant to be in control in the sense that it's often because if you have high blood pressure or something, you know, you've been advised that this would be the better way to do it, have it in a controlled environment. Now, if you are pregnant this morning and you are due to be having a caesarean this week, I mean, I'd be fascinated to hear how you feel about that. Of course, that is going to be our top story today. We're going to be speaking to one of those junior doctors who is leading the strikes. He's been a voice on it throughout. We're going to be speaking to the NHS Confederation, who are saying they're extremely worried about it because, of course, around half of all doctors in the NHS in England are going to be walking off the job in the next hour. It's, of course, a worsening of the dispute with the government over what they claim is the fair pay that they deserve.
And this really, you know, is just the thin end of the wedge, because according to reports, there are concerns that the Junior Doctors' Union are planning specifically targeted strikes to take place, to kick off after bank holidays in the UK, aimed at causing maximum disruption over the summer, unless, of course, both sides do come to an agreement, do get talking. Jonathan Swain is in Leicester.